The executive director of the festival, Uche Agbo, joins us now to speak on the annual event and the plan for the 2022 edition. I want to say thank you very much for joining us here on Newsday. And
thank you for having me.
I must say kudos to you trying to start something that probably celebrates film here in Nigeria and actually taking it to the southeast, where predominantly most of Nollywood films are actually shot. Talk to us about this, and what ripple effect are you expecting this to have on the movie industry? Because usually what we always see is straight from the set to the chopping blocks and straight into the hands of the consumers. The whole pizzazz about making a movie, celebrating, promoting a movie is not in our culture.
Okay, thank you very much. First and foremost, thank you for having me. The thing is, let me start from the first thing you talked about. The idea why we decided that we want to take the film festival down to Southeast. Beyond the fact that so many movies are made in Southeast, historically, if you look at the modern day Nollywood, I don't think you can discuss the industry without talking about Enugu and Southeast, as it were. So we feel that it's one of the ways that we can, give back to the state, give back to the region for housing, giving locations, and contributing to the development of the industry. So, so the vision has always been to open the doors of Southeast Nigeria to the rest of the world using the instrument of film. So when it comes to film festivals in Nigeria, we notice that there are many here in Lagos, and of course, we have a couple of them in Abuja and other parts. But many people who make these films reside in Southeast, and they have not been part of this process, because the film festival is one of the most important aspect of the film chain. We notice that there are, of course, from the pre-production to the production to the post-production processes are there, but film festivals are like film market. It's where you come and you meet the person who want to write, the person who want to make the film, the person who have the money, the person who distributes. So it's important that once in a while we come together and then begin to discuss, growth, because you cannot stay in one place for too long. So that's why we decided, okay, let's take it down to those people who many of them don't even know about film festivals. Those who have heard about film festival don't even understand what film festival is all about. So that's on one part. And then on the other part, yes, conversation will continue to grow, because as long as I'm concerned, the film industry as well in Nigeria, we still have a long way to go, but we have grown from where we used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Qualities are improving, storylines are improving in some instances. Acting well, yes. Yeah, literally we're improving,
yes,
because the kind of movies we made, say 10 years ago, is not the kind of movies we're making now. And of course, there will always be the low budget, the middle budget, the high budget. So there will always be, even in the most developed countries like US, of course, there are low budget, there are great B movies.
Yes,
even though we don't have
movies,
yes, most times we don't even have the opportunity to see them here because they don't get international distribution rights. So we think that all the films we see here that come from US are made by top studios with hundreds of billions of dollars, worth. So you can now begin to compare them and independent producers who are doing their best here. So yeah, the film festival will help to answer some critical questions that filmmakers are asking, like the question of funding, the question of how do I make a better film, the question of distribution, the question of marketing. So we've put up together master classes, panel discussions, to make that happen.
Well, last year's debut was, we saw some, highlights of it, and it was exceptional, to say the least. So how do you plan to top that performance this year?
Okay, so when I was talking to my team, I told them that we've, I wouldn't say we shot ourselves on the foot, because that would connote a negative thing. But we went all out last year. One thing I'm one person who believes in excellence. If it's below that, I don't like to engage. So I didn't want to treat last edition. It was actually supposed to start 2 years ago, but of course, pandemic, COVID, and all of that came, so we had to step down. So I didn't want to go to say this is the first edition, let's play it down, let's not do no. I wanted to set a standard that would be like a benchmark that we can't come down. So this time around, beyond what we had last year, we're making some new introductions. One of such is Coast Film Festival Hall of Fame. We feel that in this country there are very little celebration or recognition we give to people who, because Nollywood was actually built at the back of people's sweat and energy. I mean, individuals, not government funding, not external funding. These are some marketers, some businessmen, some producers, some directors, some writers who, out of passion, pure passion, not even for the money, because most of them, when you look back now, economic wise, they are nowhere to be found, but they built it at the back of their passion. So we want to begin to adopt these people into Coast Film Festival Hall of Fame, begin to celebrate them, begin to recognize them, begin to acknowledge them for the things that they did that brought us to where we are today as an industry. Yeah, I know some people midway, like let's say in 2000, late 2000, like say 2010, 2012, there are about some new people, so to say, came on board with enough funding, and some people are saying maybe they came to hijack the industry. But be it as it may, I feel there's room for everybody. The sky is large enough to accommodate whoever. But we are introducing that Hall of Fame primarily to recognize, celebrate those who have contributed immensely to the development of the industry. Again, we're also introducing something, because the Coast Film Festival idea is to the theme actually is glocalization of African cinema. So it's about local content and making it global and making it have global impact. So this year, that's why it's glocalization. So this year, we're also looking at how do we create more local contents that you can't find anywhere else in film festivals. How do we make people come and have an experience that they are going to go back and cherish for the rest of their life? So we introduced something we call the palm wine and bushmeat roundtable. Now, yes, so it's away from the norm.
That sounds very captivating, yes. But it's unfortunate we've run out of time. I want to say thank you very much for joining us. Wish you and the Coast City Film Festival all the best.
Yes.